the San Francisco 49ers victorious over a Panthers team that was playing for something. More on that in just a moment. 20-9 your final score. Welcome to Game Day Final. Mike Ham, thrilled to be joined by my friend Steve White. There was juice in this game because both of these teams, you got a Niners team that was trying to solidify, at least put themselves on that pace, that track, right, to be in the postseason. We could have been talking about the division leaders in Carolina. Wasn't meant to be there.
We could have been, but the 49ers absolutely controlled this game. In a large part, you talked about Christian McCaffrey going against his former team, the Carolina Panthers. It was almost like head coach Kyle Shanahan went in as if, hey, let's show them what they missed, because I'm going to give you the ball an awful lot tonight.
It is pretty remarkable when you consider all the injuries that the San Francisco 49ers have had, that they sit with 8 wins throughout the season. Brock Purdy's been mostly on the outside looking in because of that turf toe injury. He also had some down moments in this game, which we will discuss. But Omar Ruiz in the Bay Area, speaking to one of the shyest players you'll ever meet.
All right, George, good to see you.
Great to be seen, baby.
6 catches, 78 yards.
I'll take that.
But you weren't even the team's leading receiver.
Oh, who was?
Christian McCaffrey.
Me and Ricky were talking. We'll talk to Coach Shannon about spreading out those targets. I think Brock just likes him a lot. Actually, I think Christian was like, hey, Brock, I'm playing the Panthers. Got to feed me the ball a little bit. That's what it was. You're smart, Christian.
Another 7 catches for him. But what can you say about the season that he's had, especially tonight going against his former team?
Oh, I mean, he's just as consistent as they come. The way he takes care of his body, the way that he works, the way he gets prepared. And then every single time we show up, he shows out. And that's just Christian McCaffrey. Run, pass, blocking, it is what it is. Protection. He's A+ at everything.
Brock Purdy had 3 interceptions in the first half, but settled down in the second half. Do you say anything to him in that situation?
Hey, just take a deep breath and play football. You've been playing it for a long time. It is what it is. Our defense is playing well. They got our backs. Just keep driving the ball. They haven't stopped us besides turnovers. Just breathe.
3-4 now. Have a game in Cleveland next week, and then you get to bye.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Well, Myles Garrett is coming for you, man. But at 8-4 with the game next week before your bye, where does this team go in the second half of the season?
Oh, it's kind of crazy. Week 14 bye is kind of wild. We'll talk to Roger about that one. But you know what? We got this one. It's a short week. We leave on Friday for Cleveland, so just gotta get the boys' bodies right, get the minds right, and go try to execute and get a dub in Cleveland.
Great to see you, George. Appreciate your time.
Yeah. See you guys.
Can I be honest? I'm jealous of Omar.
That dude has no fun with life.
I'm telling you, I was up in the Bay Area a couple years ago. We do our training camp shows, and George Kittle legitimately is the best teammate. You see how much he loves up everyone around him. Of course, he'll talk about his game when you ask him and you probe him to try to get some of those responses. He also played well, but as he was willing to deflect, Christian McCaffrey the focus, and what he was able to do against his former squad, and candidly, he's been doing that all season long, was pretty special.
It was crazy, and we talked about coming into this game, Mike. He had 9 games with a combined 100+ yards this season. That is now 10 games with a combined 100+ yards, 89 yards rushing, 53 yards receiving. He's got a touchdown in there. And it's amazing when you look at the heavy load tonight. 31 touches. As Omar and Kittle pointed out, they don't have a bye until week 14, so the wear and tear that Christian McCaffrey has put on his body after an injury-plagued couple seasons has been absolutely amazing, because they have leaned on him with Brock Purdy out, Mac Jones in, with a lot of receivers out. He has really carried this team, and we saw it tonight against a Carolina team that was feisty defensively, that they could run him, they could pass him, and open up their offense a little bit for them to get some passes to Juwan Jennings and George Kittle. Of course, when Brock Purdy wasn't throwing it to the Carolina Panthers.
More on Purdy and some of those interceptions, which George Kittle is ready to deny and say, no, he did throw the 3 interceptions. George, trust me, you saw it. He did. I do think about that workload. You made reference to it. I think it was end of the 3rd quarter, early 4th quarter. I turned to you as you were watching this game, and I said, like, why don't we see more of Robinson coming out of that backfield? The amount of hits that we're seeing Christian take in even just this game, and then you think about the usage over the course of the year, is there too much of him being the focal point in this offense?
Apparently not. I mean, again, he's carried them. I've seen so many of their games, seen a couple over here at SoFi. This is what it is. And Christian McCaffrey has shown how tough he is. You know, a lot of people think because he's a smaller in terms of size, he's more of a receiving back, more of a third. This guy does everything for them. And so, yes, he may be taking a beating, but whatever they're doing to get him ready for games, like this in week 12, I believe it is, he can touch the ball 31 times and ball out like he did. So, again, whatever Christian McCaffrey's doing to take care of his body, he is leading the way for the 49ers. They've had all the defensive injuries where the offense has had to pick them up at times. He has been their offense the majority of the time. So, again, you may worry about the amount of hits that he's taken, but Christian McCaffrey hasn't taken that big direct hit or anything like that. So a lot of running backs know how to protect themselves. He's one who's shown this season that he can do that.
Coming into this game, or coming into the week, I should say, 74 receptions, second in the NFL. Not at the running back spot, in the NFL. It is really impressive how Kyle Shanahan is utilizing him. Brock Purdy, though, second game back, obviously dealing with the turf toe. Once again, those 3 interceptions. He did settle down in the second half. He was floating some balls early. What was going on there?
He just didn't seem right. He was late on a couple. Like this here, bad ball placement. The ball just kind of hung up in the air. J.C. Horn, who had a heck of a game, who had 2 of those picks. Here again, hung the ball up, and this one just got late. He just delivered that one a little bit late for Horn's second one. So maybe it was a timing thing. He's still getting used to some of the things. We don't know if the receiver broke off the route at a wrong depth. Those are things you have to find out. But he said, like you said, he calmed down in the third quarter, mainly getting the ball to George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey.
Well, you can see the stats here. Quarterbacks should throw at least 3 interceptions in the first half of a home game since 2023. Unfortunately, Brock owns that distinction. He's now done it twice. The last time he did it against the Ravens back in 2023. Primetime games, by the way, he lost that one against Baltimore. So at least he gets the win.
Okay, that's the important stat. I mean, he gets a W, and like you mentioned, San Francisco kind of keeps pace. Now, they're only a half game back of the Seahawks in the NFC West. And as you saw that playoff picture, 3 teams from the NFC West are in that playoff picture. I think that's how things are going to round out, too, in the NFC.
You know, you made reference to timing here. Like, what can we expect to see over the next couple of weeks? Because I know Kittle even joked about it. He said, 10 sacks, Cleveland, kind of around the corner here. I turned to you, and I was looking at that schedule. I said, man, like, if they're pressuring him and getting it in his face and disrupting some of the timing, we could be in store for another game where there's multiple interceptions.
Well, Cleveland's going to absolutely pressure him. That's what they do. We saw the 10-sack game against the Raiders, but they've got so many players, and, Jim Schwartz is so creative on what he does defensively. They're going to get in Brock Purdy's face, and they're also going to do their best to deny Christian McCaffrey. This is a game in Cleveland where he's really going to have to show up. I'm talking about McCaffrey. Purdy just can't turn the ball over like this. They've got to clean things up offensively, because defensively there's very little margin for error because of the injuries they have on that side of the ball. So the offense has to play clean and not give the opposing team, whether it's the Browns or whether it's the Titans who they play after the bye, any opportunity to have life.
On the flip side, I look at Bryce Young's game, and Carolina came in, and they were a confident football team, and they should have been. And yet, when I watch some of the throws here, this is a Niners defense that have given up 21 passing touchdowns. I think it was the 4th most in the NFL. This is a team that hasn't generated a ton of interceptions so far this season. Bryce wasn't able to take advantage of it.
Okay, so you're seeing this one here. There was a defender in his face, and this is where his lack of height didn't allow him to step into the throw, and he floated. He's turned that into an interception. The one in the end zone, the receiver had been open for 2 or 3 steps, and Bryce just saw him late. So this was one where the Niners came up to real creative pressure, sometimes with 4 men, sometimes with 5, not a ton of blitzing, but they were also daring Carolina to throw the ball. I mean, they were like, we're not going to let Chuba Hubbard or Rico Dowdle run it. We're going to put the pressure on you to throw the ball. And by getting that lead as well, that put more pressure on him. Bryce just simply was not comfortable. He was not continually accurate. Got the ball to Tedero and McMillan a couple times. But just, you saw that ball right there just die. He just couldn't step into some of those throws because even though maybe they didn't get a ton of sacks on him, they were in his face. They were in his